I'm Cannon, and my senior skill is making crepes. To start, you'll need a blender or mixer of some sort, 1½ cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of baking powder, 2 tablespoons of butter, and 2 eggs, 2 cups of milk, and then those are not required, but I will add them later. I already have all my ingredients measured out because I didn't want to make you guys watch that, except for the milk. And I have these handy dandy little measurement lines on my blender, so I don't have to use a cup, but most people will. Oh, I hate that noise. And 2 cups. It's a little bit over, but thankfully crepes are very forgiving. So then you just add all your ingredients all at once. Earlier. And your salt, baking powder. Now that I have all my main ingredients in, I'm going to add my extras because I just like the flavor that they add. So I just add a splash of vanilla. I have a heavy pour. And then the cinnamon, should be good, and lemon juice. And then you blend. I usually blend it on the lowest setting and then sometimes pulse to make it mix just a little bit better, but I'm not going to make you listen to that so you don't go deaf. As you can see, there's still some flour and stuff sticking to the sides, so I'm going to scrape it down real quick just so that it can get all mixed in so you don't waste materials or have weird chunks of flour in your food, because no one wants that. After you finish scraping, blend again just so it's all mixed in, and then once you're done with that, you're going to take your blender and carry it to whatever cooking means you use. I use a griddle because I find it easier and more spacious. You can also use just a normal pan, but this is my preferred technique. And then depending on what surface you use, you can use some butter to make it all non-sticky. And then you pour the crepes just as much as you want, or however big you want your crepes to be. And then you spread them out because crepes are supposed to be thin, and that's what makes them all pretty. Mine aren't exactly a perfect shape, but they taste good in the end. So, and then I wait for them to cook enough to flip. Usually you can tell by the juice, like the batter looking section, to get light, well, darker, and just wait a little bit for some of the steam to stop. I'm not going to make you watch that whole thing before it turns golden. And as they seem about ready, if you aren't sure if you can flip them yet, you can just lift them up a little bit to check. And then I use a spatula that's pretty wide so that I don't break my crepes in half, and you just flip it real quick. That one's a little gold, a little paler, but that's fine because it's still cooked. Especially since they're really thin, you don't really have to worry about the middle not being cooked on the inside. And we wait for this side to cook. And as they wrap up, you can just pick them up and either take the plate to it, or if you feel like you can take it to the plate. And then once they are all cooked and ready, you can either eat them as is, which isn't the best, but still tastes very delicious. I often feed plain ones to my dog, so pet safe. You can feed them to your friend and buy love. Woo! And then you can add toppings. My family likes to put fruit and powdered sugar and whipped cream, and some of them like to put chocolate chips. Not me, but to each their own. And I will do that real quick. In mine, I added strawberries and bananas and some powdered sugar and whipped cream. And voila, you have a finished crepe that you can eat for breakfast, midnight snack, as I'm going to do. and really anytime. They're pretty fast to make and kind of impressive. See y'all later.